I mean, you could make an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
With your creepy long nipple.
Eventually, see, the problem is, right, I feel like as soon as they've seen it, then what else do you have to show, right?
Yeah, well, you can show all the things you can do with the creepy long nipple.
Yeah, but people have good imagination, right? Unless you take requests, like someone's like, hey, can you dip it in some mayonnaise for me?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. And then I'd be like, well, I'm extremely wealthy now.
True. I mean, there's people who have done a lot less and gotten a lot more. Query theories.
Okay. On the count of 3, and then pause, and then go.
What do you...
1, 2, 3. The query theories.
What is
I could hear that. That was ASMR.
Could you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's nice.
I don't like Monster Energy.
That's fucking nice.
I'd rather just be tired.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Query Theories podcast.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Carry on.
Well, welcome to the Query Theories podcast, and as you can hear, as always, Pennygrit on my side there.
Hi.
Myself. Back again. Back again with some things, some stuff.
We are back for the 5th time.
Yeah. Grab yourself a cuppa, sit down, or stand up, or lay down.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to drink a cup of tea laying down.
I've done it.
Have you?
Yeah.
How does it go?
You spill it.
Were you flat on your back or on your side?
On my side.
On your side.
On your back would be madness.
Yeah. I mean, if you had one of those silly straws, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
I mean,
those funky little.
Yeah. I've never had one. I mean, I guess if you were bedridden.
Yeah. I guess you would need.
I think they would just give you fluids through an IV.
Yeah, but I mean, unless your bed can like go up and down.
Yeah, but if it's up, then you're sitting up.
Yeah, but you're still in bed, right?
Yeah, but there's no law against drinking in bed.
Well, no, that would be a strange law. Plus, how do you implement that? Finding out how people are drinking.
The bed police.
Ugh, whatever. Anyway, welcome to episode 5.
I think it's 5.
It's 5.
Could be any number, but it's 5, I think.
Weather outside is, as always, terrible.
Yep.
We actually just bumped into each other at the shop across the road.
Yes.
And there was some...
small children.
Yeah.
Planning a robbery.
A really terrible robbery. It was not terrible in what the robbery was, is how they were trying to execute said robbery.
Well, they were standing in the doorway, and I was like, excuse me, because I would like to get in the store.
When I walked in, one of the gentlemen was trying to convince his friend to grab the basket filled with sandwiches and wraps and drinks to run away with. Times are hard. But, if you're going to steal...
Yeah, get good at it. Don't be stupid standing there going like, do it!
Yeah, in front of everyone, while all the staff are watching you attempt to do this. They didn't do it, by the
Also,
way.
Don't stand in my way. It's raining. I need to get in the store.
Yeah, honestly. It was terrible. They did not steal in the end of the day. They just chose to walk away.
Yeah, because everyone was looking at them like, are you going to do it, kid?
And no, they didn't. They pussied out.
Yeah. So now they're going to go hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you get.
Or try and steal from Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger. Maybe you have a better chance slipping out.
Yeah. Maybe if you don't stand there announcing it.
Then you might have...
I feel like any store with security guards would be a little...
But there wasn't security in there today, was there?
No, they are there at night because of the alcohol robbers.
Yeah, but they don't do anything regardless of the alcohol robbers, do they?
No, they go, hey,
don't do that.
But stop. The people they're well-seasoned professionals.
Yeah. They should have a little device that when you steal the alcohol, it actually pierces and slashes the can, releasing all the alcohol onto the floor.
I feel like they just hold it above their mouth.
Yeah, but like,
thank you for opening
if you're trying
this.
to, if you've got a pack.
I feel like they'd just bring a bucket. And they'd put all their stolen alcohol in the bucket. And they'd be like, well, thank you for opening all my tins of beer for me.
Now I don't have to bother. Okay, well, Yeah, I didn't think of that. This is why you've got the brains. Today, as usual, we've got some exciting questions. A question that I was thinking about some time ago. So we are both movie and show enjoyers. We're TV enjoyers.
Yeah.
And we live in an age where AI is rapidly evolving.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, you know what? What shows and movies do you think are basically have predicted the future, are becoming the future?
Yeah. Like either they have come true or they are coming true.
Yes. So that is the subject in question. If you guys have any ideas that we won't, we'll of course speak about the ones we have. If we have mentioned something that you think, hey, you didn't mention this, always write in.
Yeah.
Write in.
Commented on our Instagram.
Honestly, just to shoot us a message and we might bring it up at a different time. So, Pennygrit?
Yeah, well, the first one that popped into my mind was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's a movie that came out in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And basically the movie is about people in a relationship who, when the relationship doesn't work out, they go to a clinic and get all their memories of that person removed.
Oh, you know what? Something is unlocking in my brain. I'm thinking, did it have, who's the lead actor?
Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I never watched the movie, but I watched like clips on YouTube.
I did watch it. A lot of people loved that movie.
Yeah.
It was all right for me, but this did stick in my mind. And when I heard, like a couple of years ago, I heard about this thing that's happening, it made me think of that. Mm-hmm. And it was how researchers at the University of Toronto have discovered how to like find memories in your brain, like if you have PTSD.
Yeah.
And either lessen the memory or remove it for soldiers.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which one is cool.
I mean, that would be very good for, people who've gone through really traumatic shit.
Yeah, like can they
soldiers.
find the memory of the time I shit my pants and remove that?
But the only problem is they just remove it from everyone else's mind, just yours. And then someone could just recreate that memory. Right?
Yeah, they could be like, remember that time you shit yourself? And I'd be like, no.
No. And they're like, well, it was this Friday and you were doing this and suddenly diarrhea. And you were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But that's good and bad.
I think it's good because if you have PTSD, like you need it fixed.
Yeah.
Because it's ruining everything.
Yeah, of course. Like, soldiers, although I don't condone war, I don't think war is ever a good idea. But for those who do go out there and fight in said war, I cannot imagine the stuff they bring back.
Yeah.
Especially in like times like World War II and World War One, when, healthcare and things like that weren't so readily. It was like, be a man up sort of situation.
And I mean, a lot of them come back fucked up and there's very little support for them.
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess if you could just remove the memories of like all the horrible things,
then that would be great. And that goes with like a lot of, I'm sure there's people who don't even go to war, like, children who have really shitty upbringings or really horrific pasts or whatever, like that would be great.
I think there's a lot of reasons to have PTSD.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it would be great to have memories removed that are terrible and causing you horrible things in your life. But that was in the news a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything else about it. So I don't know if they actually achieved it.
Oh, they're probably still working on it. I mean, there could possibly, at the end of the day, like from the start of the conversation, AI, they could implement AI.
They will. They'll do. I feel like AI is going to do everything.
Oh yeah, of course. That's going to be like, I guess that's why I feel like AI is going to be the kind of pinnacle of how everything is done.
Yeah.
Anything neuro-based AI is going to be so helpful.
I think AI is going to be both good and bad because there is going to be just less jobs.
Yeah, which is something which you see quite often these days.
And they talk about like, oh, well, we'll have a universal basic income. It's, no, we won't.
From where?
Yeah, like who's going to give us that?
Honestly.
I don't think so. I think we're all going to be like crawling around in the dump looking for medals. that we can like recycle.
Yeah. And the problem as well with this whole basic universal blah, blah, blah is if you do live in England and you are savvy with politics and everything that's happening in England, a lot of the councils are just going broke.
Yeah.
So many councils are just, if you aren't from UK, the council is basically, I guess they're the governing
Yeah, it's like regional government, small government.
Yeah. So they deal with a few of their potholes mostly and nonsense like that. And a lot of them don't have money.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh yeah, if you lose your job, don't worry, we'll give you money. From where?
Yeah.
Where are you finding this money?
I mean, if everything goes to shit, I'm just going to do crime.
Honestly.
And I'm going to do it way better than those kids at that store
They
earlier.
were useless. They were really bad at crime.
Don't try a life of crime, kid, because you're not good at it.
And of course, with AI, by the way, this episode, I feel like is going to be very dense with a lot of... It's going to be a bit more, I say serious?
I guess.
It's going to be a bit more serious than usually our normal ones.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it's touching up on things that are affecting not just us, but literally thousands of people and, people around the world.
Yeah.
People do genuinely fear AI. Artists, for example.
Yeah,
like
I don't
yourself,
like it. I would rather it never came to be, but it's here now. So might as well learn to accept it.
Yeah, I mean, your job revolves around art.
Yeah.
And if someone can just steal your material, shove it into a computer, something that takes you a few weeks is done in a few seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is very worrying.
And also, if you make your art, if you make your income doing art for people, who's gonna want to pay you when they can just type in picture of my dog eating a biscuit?
Yeah, and then the AI does like 5 different pictures, and you're like, oh great, that's perfect. You know
and you can even specify the style. Like,
exactly.
You can name an artist.
Yeah.
Like, I tested it out, and I was like, picture of a cat wearing glasses in the style of Mark Ryden, and it made something that looked like Mark Ryden could have painted it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying if you are Mark Ryden.
Yeah, it is. Because, obviously art it's a skill-based talent, right?
Yeah.
You learn it, you go through your evolution to find your niche style, your unique kind of vision. But if all this can just be done in a snap of a finger, it makes you feel like, I was looking at some really good AI art the other day, and it made me feel really kind of sad because it's just kind of like, all these people who would have worked hard and would have earned their rightfully earned money. It's just, it's one of those careers that I feel like is at a point where it's about to,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, everything that I have made in AI has only been all right. Like if I was a major corporation and I wanted a particular piece of artwork for a campaign, I don't think AI could actually generate exactly what I had in mind.
No, of course not. But it is learning. That's the problem, right?
Although I feel like it will only learn from what's already out there too. There'll be nothing new.
No, it's, again, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, which I probably have. Some time ago, I used to watch the Ricky Gervais show. I don't know if you know the Ricky Gervais show. It's called Carl Pilkington and Stephen Merchant.
No, but I know Ricky Gervais.
Right. So there's this guy called Carl Pilkington, and he said there's going to be a point, someone in the future, where all sounds would have been made. And at the time, I thought, that sounds really stupid. That's really dumb. Why would you ever say that? But then you look at the amount of music that's basically the same sounds rearranged.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no, he's got a point.
Most pop songs are the same.
Yeah, they're the same 3-4 chords with the same drum beat.
Yeah.
Slightly skewed or different. And then you're like, yep, there you go.
Yep, sounds different.
Yep, now it's number 1 for like 80 weeks running.
Yeah.
And of course, that leads into like movies like a lot of AI movies, iRobot, Terminator.
Yeah.
A lot of I actually wrote down Black Mirror. A lot of Black Mirror episodes.
Yes, everything Black Mirror is true now.
A lot of Black Mirror episodes really hinge on the whole, society is run by, how many likes you have, how many how influential you are. And there was this episode I saw that kind of resonated with me ages ago of like, you know, people's worth was deemed by the amount of likes they had in society. And everyone could see that. And it's with social media on the rise, TikTok influencers, for example.
And I mean, in China, they have that.
Yeah.
They have that. And I wouldn't be surprised if eventually we have that, you know?
Because it is, you know, everyone uses TikTok. Everyone uses their phones. Everyone's online, you know? And these days, a lot of people, like, you know, back in the day, you wouldn't have heard of someone like, I don't know, fucking Andrew Tate or something, because he's so now synonymous with the internet that everyone knows him. And it kind of, it's this reflection on how society has gone through this complete, I don't discourage the internet.
No, I love the internet.
But I do think the internet, it's getting to a point where all these things we watch, they're just, you know, I've seen a lot of clips of people like, oh, do you know who I am? I've got, you know, 1.3 million subscribers on this platform. And it's like, okay, but why do I care?
In a way, I kind of like the rise of people becoming popular because people actually like them rather than a film studio chose this person to be famous, though. Because in the 90s, the only way to be a famous person was the film studio or the radio station or whatever, the TV network picked you. But now the people pick.
And
they don't always pick well.
No.
But sometimes they do. Some people, you know, I like them better than a celebrity. The only thing is they don't have PR people usually.
No.
And they do end up shaming themselves.
Yeah. But, you know, truth be told, there's a lot of these young celebrities who end up being a bit weird when they grow up. You know, like Shia LaBeouf, he ended up being a bit odd, didn't he?
He's a lot odd.
Yeah, he's a very odd gentleman. And there's quite a few celebrity. I'm not good with celebrity names, but faces I'm good with. But there's a lot of celebrities that now have just become completely unhinged because they were young celebrities.
Well, yeah, and also some old ones.
Yeah,
like going back to our topic about shows and TV that predicted stuff. There was a Family Guy episode that predicted Kevin Spacey's downfall. There was an episode where Stewie, he performs a prank by running through the mall and claiming that he's escaped from Spacey's basement. And, you know, it came to light that he actually does like young gentlemen.
Little did we know.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and that's Bill Cosby. Again, he was a loved... Is that the guy I'm thinking of? The black guy who was...
Yeah.
Who
drugged all the women.
Yeah, he was a really loved celebrity.
Yeah, I don't think anything predicted him, though.
No.
Because I was shocked by that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
When that came out and they were like, yes, he's a prolific diddler.
He's out of prison now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh. When did it come out?
He got out way earlier than he was supposed to. And I mean, he did like 30 women.
Oh, right. Jesus Christ. But no, like, you know, Bill Cosby, there's all these people who end up coming out as just being absolute horrible people. And you're like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people were shocked by, that British guy. Fucking, what's his name?
And I don't know.
You know the fella.
Know who he is. No one else will know. Unless they're in England. David Schofield, is that his name?
No, the older one. He had big glasses. He was... you know, Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile. A lot of people were shocked about him probably when he came out.
I never heard of him until I came to the UK, but when I did hear of him, I was like, oh... Well, I don't like that.
That's awful. That's awful.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was very much this kind of celebrity. Everyone loved him.
Yes.
Everyone loved him.
Although some people did know he was up to no good and they just didn't do anything because he was kind of powerful.
Yeah. And, you know, he gave this kind of allure of just being, oh, Mr. Joker. Oh, you know, that's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. You know, but that's Jimmy was not good.
No, he was a child abuser.
Yeah. And mental health patients.
And everyone. It wasn't just children. It was anyone.
He was a horrible, horrible person. And, you know, the acts that he carried out against his people, absolutely deplorable.
And corpses. Corpses, too.
For you. God, that reminds me. Did you hear recently? This episode is dark. Did you hear recently about that old guy who got arrested after he diddled like 100 corpses? He was
I
the
think
NHS.
I did.
Yeah, that was. Oh God.
I listened to so much true crime that it all blurs together.
It was quite recent. Like he was arrested, but Jesus.
Did he have glasses?
I think so.
Yeah.
They usually do. That's not saying anything to anyone out there with glasses, but sort out your glasses wearing people. Why is it loads of the times it's always people with glasses?
Yeah.
I don't get, is it just...
Oh,
what is
well, you know what I find interesting?
Go on.
That the glasses in the style that like Jeffrey Dahmer wore are just popular fashion now.
Yes, they are.
And it's like that, I can't not see you looking like Jeffrey Dahmer right now.
But it's like fantasizing. It's like, glamorizing all these...
Well, I don't think when they get the glasses, they're like, I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. I think they're like, these are current fashion. I am wearing them.
Yeah, poses.
But I'm looking at them and I'm like, you look like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. Another glasses wearing person that I've rewatched this movie so many times. Don't Look Up. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Movie.
It's way too long, admittedly, but if you haven't seen Don't Look Up, it is such a good movie. And it's such a, glass into how society deals with anything.
Yeah,
that's
and
bad.
it is exactly how we are dealing with climate change and everything else.
Yeah. And if you don't know what Don't Look Up is about, it's about a meteor coming to Earth, which is going to destroy the Earth. The student discovers this meteor, and the professor's like, oh shit, that thing's coming straight for Earth. So he tells NASA and tells all these important governing bodies, and they're like, okay, what do we do about it? And he then lays out some plans of what they do about it. But it's the way they handle it, like during media, they downplay everything. They downplay the importance of it. They downplay the situation. They basically make these two these two main characters into caricatures, right?
Yeah.
The professor is seen as like the sexy, knowledgeable professor, and the girl who first discover it is just insane. A lot of people are like, you're crazy.
That was Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Was he sexy in it?
Oh, they were posing him as like the sexy, astrologist one day.
I guess.
And, the girl was basically seen as she was apparently the villain of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And people were just like, well, what, how should we believe you? Yeah. And I think the reason it's called Don't Look Up is because eventually they start saying that it's fake news.
Yeah.
It's not real, that she's making it up for attention. And people are like, don't look up. Even the president of America, whoever that woman is also in on the whole Don't Look Up bit, because there's some rich Elon Musk-like tycoon who wants to instead blow up the meteor that's going to kill everyone. He wants to mine it for resources. And it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, please do watch it. But I was thinking about how it is such a reflection of how we as a society downplay anything that's important.
Yeah.
How media just kind of sweeps it under the carpet.
Also, I feel like there's a limit to how much you can take in. You can't do anything about it as a regular person.
No.
So there's no point in screaming and flailing around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another film that I think is kind of true now. Mm-hmm. Have you seen The Truman Show?
Love I actually watched it recently.
Okay.
I watched it last week.
For those of you that haven't seen it, it's a 90s film. Mm-hmm. It's basically about a guy who he's on reality TV, but he's unaware. So he's just living his life, but everybody's watching. Now, obviously, we have a lot of reality TV now.
Big Brother.
But, I mean, people know they're being watched then. But we kind of live in a world where you could constantly be being recorded and you don't know.
London.
Yeah, we're on CCTV all the time. Constantly. People are holding up their phone and recording, sometimes secretly to put it on TikTok and be like, look at this
expose
idiot.
you. Yeah. The whole, you won't help someone because you're too busy recording a horrible thing happening.
Yeah.
I've seen
Or
that a lot.
just like that person looks funny, I'm going to film them.
Mm-hmm.
Or like every time I go to the gym, I'm like, someone's probably filming me right now.
Yeah. You know, I mean, phones are just so, it's the whole world in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know, you take a quick video of something completely out of context, you upload it and you weave whatever tale you want.
Yeah.
You know, you could ruin someone's entire life.
Or even in context. But like, it's just we live in a world where you are constantly being monitored.
Every day. And you know, when I go to London sometimes, so I've got this weird habit, I don't know why I do it, but every time I go into a restaurant or a shop, I try to see how many cameras they are.
Okay.
And like in my brain, I like plan out a heist. If I could do a heist, how would I do it? And I was actually in London the other day to visit my friend, and I realized there is cameras everywhere. No matter where you go, in central London or anywhere in London, buses, trains, streets, shops, everywhere.
Yeah.
Your movement is constantly being tracked.
Yeah.
You can't go literally I went down an alleyway and there was several cameras down that alleyway. And I was like, oh my God, this is just a surveillance state.
It is, yeah.
We don't even clock it. Like, you know, it's not something you think about.
No.
It's not like you're not actively thinking, oh, yeah, I'm being watched constantly. But
And I mean, most of the time that footage isn't being watched.
yeah, no, of course.
In case something, it's just there if something happens.
Yeah, but it's the fact that it is there.
Yeah, and if you're on the train and you're eating a sandwich and someone's like, he looks funny eating his sandwich.
Exposed on TikTok.
Yeah, and they're like, let's film him eating the sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit Truman Show.
It is very true. And, you know, like Truman Show, a lot of us just don't realize how much we're actually being watched.
Yeah.
If anyone does live in a big state, like, you know, if you live in London or you visit London, take a moment to actually look around at your surroundings and notice how many cameras are watching you. And I guarantee you will see, like, in train stations, you'll see several like everywhere. And there's no way you can turn. There's no blind spots. It's everywhere.
Well, you are aware of cameras as well. Like the first time you came into my shop, you were like, why is there so many cameras?
Yeah.
And it's like, so that I can be safe.
See, and this is what I mean. I always look at where the cameras are, just in case I want to steal something.
Yeah. Well, you can't here because there's 84 cameras.
There's a few cameras looking around here.
Yeah.
You know.
And in the hallway too.
Yeah, obviously, but you need them.
Yeah, because I'm by myself and weirdos come in.
Yeah, weirdos do come in. The stories you've told me
and
about
then they're
the
like,
weirdos.
I'm in here.
Yeah, and the amount of Ring door cameras, the amount of porch pirates
Yeah.
I've watched on, like, it's always in America. I hardly see them in England. They probably are.
Oh,
in
yeah.
England, but I hardly see them.
You know, sometimes I saw one who was wearing I want to say pine cone, but that isn't the word.
Okay.
Traffic cone.
Oh, right.
And he or she shuffled up to the door in the traffic cone and then stole the package and then just shuffled away. And you would never know who it is because they were wearing a traffic cone.
And, you know, a lot of people are now more conscious of when they buy stuff. You know, you've, of course, got videos of, you know, Americans with their guns. You know, someone steals something and someone walks out with a gun. And it's like, okay, that's excessive violence.
I think it's only excessive if they shoot them.
Yeah, I guess so. But still, it's kind of like, I mean, Americans, you guys love your guns.
Because if somebody was stealing my package, I don't have a gun, but
Yeah.
I do have, I don't know, a set of kitchen knives. Yeah. You're not stealing my package.
I mean, just in case they pull out something as well, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
I have big ones.
Yeah, so I guess it's the kind of expecting violence, because if someone's trying to steal from you, they might be really desperate and then try to do something else, you know.
I think if you're that desperate, you would steal food.
Yeah.
You wouldn't steal someone's Amazon package because
But you
my
don't
Amazon...
know what's inside.
Yes, and it's probably stupid garbage.
Yeah, I mean, what if you opened it, it was set off like freaking wobbly straws?
Yeah, it's
and
like
you're like, wow, I own 200 wobbly straws now.
Yeah.
For what? You know, I watched a video of a woman trying to steal bricks. She didn't realize they were bricks, and she picked this whole package up, threw it at the back of her car, and drove off. And the guy was like, yeah, that was just like a few bricks in there. And it's like, oh, great. Now she's going to get home like, oh, I can't wait to see what I have. Opens it. It's just a brick. And you're like, oh, okay. Now,
I mean, I guess you could make use of them.
yeah, but are you going to resell it? What are you going to do? Build a small hovel?
My first thought is a small fire pit.
Just don't steal from other... Okay, I'm not going to condone theft, but if you're going to steal from a massive, rich corporation. Do not steal from your neighbor, right? Because at the end of the day, they're probably struggling as much as you are.
Can you imagine stealing from your neighbor and they can see you on the Ring doorbell and then they're like, it's that one. Okay, down the fucking alley where we live.
Yeah.
There's a man who thinks my partner was trying to steal his pizza.
Why?
Because the pizza man came and my partner was trying to describe where his house is because this alleyway of houses is kind of weird and difficult to find addresses. And the man comes out and he's all defensive, like, give me my pizza. And every time he would walk by, he won't make eye contact with him. He averts his eyes.
Because he thought he was trying to steal some pizza.
Yeah.
Bro, come on. But the pizza got to him, didn't it?
Yes, with my partner's help.
So what the fuck?
Yeah.
Surely he must
He
not
should be thanking him.
Yeah, he must not be all there because surely you'd be like, you would try to ask what's happening, right? If I was that person, I'll come up like, oh, what's going on? Is that my order?
Yeah.
And if your partner was like, no.
No, it's mine.
What the fuck? Are you crazy? Then I'll be like, oh, okay, come on, lad. You know, why are you trying to steal my pizza? But if I'm coming out already, knives out, guns going, then I'm like, there's something wrong with me. I must be a bit topsy-turvy. Like, why am I so angry about a pizza?
He is angry.
Is he just have you met him before?
I've seen him.
And he's got that energy.
No, he looks normal. He doesn't look like he's a nutcase,
Maybe
but he is.
He was just having a bad day.
Yeah, but he still won't acknowledge, like, he'll walk by my partner.
Yeah.
And he'll look the other way, like, in a dramatic type of way. Like, this fucker stole my pizza.
He's holding a grudge.
Yeah, over something that didn't happen. Something that did not happen, would never happen. Okay, I say it would never happen, but to be fair, my partner did steal someone's pizza from the taxi firm.
No.
But that was because the pizza man said, well, I can't find the address, it's yours now.
Well, no, that's not his fault then. He didn't did he know where it was going? Was he aware?
I don't know, but the pizza was disgusting anyway.
Oh, what kind of pizza was it?
It was like beef and barbecue sauce with like nuggets of bad stuff on it.
I don't know.
Corn.
Oh, if it was from like Domino's, I would stack on that. I love Domino's pizza.
Corn on pizza is definitely a UK thing.
Corn in general is a stupid thing.
Yeah, corn is stupid.
If none of you know, humans can't actually digest corn. I don't know why we eat it, but we do.
They know.
You know what? I feel like a lot less people do know.
Everyone who's ever shat.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people don't look at the poo. I don't feel like a lot of people are poo lookers. I feel like you poo, you clean up, you flush, you go.
But then how do you know if you have a medical problem?
You don't know. You just have to like fucking wing it. But if you don't know, we can't digest corn. So if you eat corn, whether you chew it or you swallow it or you snort it, however you choose to intake your corn, we cannot digest it. So it literally goes straight through you and out exactly the same way. So if you just took a spoonful of corn and just swallowed, it would literally come out as just corn.
I did watch a YouTube video of a guy who ate only corn for a long time to see what would come out, and just corn came out eventually.
Because there's no nutritional value in there.
Yeah, so like, why isn't that a diet plan? Like the only eating corn diet.
It does make you full because it is something that is filling up the space.
Yeah, and it's edible.
Yeah. And it's not like it tastes bad, right?
No, it tastes good.
I like the taste of corn.
Corn, yum yum.
But it's not going to give you anything. So I guess that could be a diet.
It's going to give you a corny shit.
Yeah. You know, you could just, this is going to be gross. You could just, wash it out,
I'm not washing it out.
Clean it.
Times aren't that tough.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
we are getting there. But yeah, about the Truman Show, I find that movie as well really kind of sad.
Yeah.
I find the whole idea of it really kind of depressing. The fact that everyone is in on it.
Yeah.
Even your best friend is in on it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, there's that moment where the director is like feeding him lines on that bridge. And then he was like, oh, Truman, I would never hurt you. And if everyone was in it, I would have to be in it as well. And that moment, I don't know whether Truman clocks whether he's lying or he's like, I hope to God you aren't lying. Yeah. Because that would be a heartbreaking moment to realize when you come out and everyone knows who the hell you are. Imagine going anywhere and everyone knows who you are. No matter where you go in the world.
Which would be the case if you were a famous person,
yeah.
I suppose.
And the worst part is Truman literally can't get away. Like, you know, it would end up being a situation where he would constantly feel like he's stuck. Right?
Yeah.
Like his mom, his dad, everyone he knows is fake. How can he ever hopefully find someone to settle down with or live a normal life?
I'd mostly be annoyed that I'm not getting paid for it.
I mean, he probably would do, right? Like, to be honest, I would say Truman is probably going to be stupid rich.
I guess.
I mean,
you know, I haven't watched that film since the 90s.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's on Netflix. Okay. Watch it again. It's a really good movie. Like, anyone out there who hasn't watched The Truman Show, I think it's one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. It's genuinely really good. And the story is really kind of, I don't know, it's really sad. Like, you know, Jim Carrey is a funny guy and it's supposed to be a comedy, but it is really sad.
Have you seen that woman who looks exactly like Jim Carrey on
Yes.
TikTok? Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Does she do anything or is she just a
She's
TikTok?
a comedian.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. And she is funny in her own right. I think the face actually kind of overshadows her own comedy. I'm pretty sure she's a comedian.
Is she a funny comedian?
I don't know because all I know is she looks exactly like Jim Carrey. She
does.
I would probably want to change that simply because you wouldn't be known for anything else.
No. It's just like, oh, the guy who looks like Jim Carrey. There's that
girl.
The girl, yeah, sorry.
And you know what? They have the exact same haircut now, too.
Really?
He got his haircut like hers.
Wait, he did?
Yes.
Like hers?
Yes.
So he's aware of this woman?
He might be. Well, he is aware of her, but I don't know if he was like, hey, to his hairstylist, give me this hairdo.
The lookalike haircut.
Yeah, but he has it.
As well, Jim Carrey, as a person, I was watching a interview with him, which was another sad, and, you know, it's always weird how these people who make us laugh are the saddest.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
So I was watching an interview. Why is your mouth like right?
Just trying to adjust my pop filter.
I'm watching Penny, and her mouth is literally, it's like...
They can't see. It's pressed against the pop filter. It's caressing the pop filter.
It's like making out with it for some strange reason. Why are you so
Also, it smells of plastic in a way that I like.
Mine doesn't smell. Mine doesn't have a scent. This is the same one as yours, isn't it? No, it's different.
They're slightly different because they were bought years apart.
Oh, right. So yours has got that fresh, plasticky smell.
One of them does.
I will take a picture of our pop filters and put it on our Instagram. I don't know if anyone would care to look at them.
They might.
But we'll take a picture of them, and then you can see the one she's sniffing.
Yeah.
And the one that I'm not sniffing. But Jim Carrey, he was doing an interview, and he was saying how Jim Carrey is a character. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, he's played Jim Carrey to everyone.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, this guy's life this is sad.
When you see him speak seriously, it's like, oh, well, yeah. I feel sad now.
Yeah.
Because it's not fun.
Yeah. And it's so sad when I watch these people, and like Robin Williams?
Yeah.
He was a great actor.
He was a great actor.
Amazing actor. And, you know, the fact that he took his life, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Oh my God. That I remember, I think I was doing my paper round when that actually happened. I was a little paper boy, and I remember listening to that and how he took his own life, and I was like, oh man, that is sad.
It is sad.
And, you know, there's so many movies, you know, freaking Aladdin, Polar Express. I love Polar Express.
He did tons of films.
He did loads, but, you know, Jumanji, you could name them all, and they're all great movies.
Yeah.
There's not many that I've seen with him in where I was like, oh, that's a really shit movie.
Yeah, I don't think he did any that were shitty.
No, he was unlike Nicolas Cage.
Well, yeah. You know why Nicolas Cage did some shitty movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage has done so many shitty movies.
Because of his massive debt.
Yeah. And how is he in so much debt?
I don't know. I think when you get rich, not that I would know because I'm far from it, but if I was rich, I guess you would start being like, I can afford that and that. I can afford a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull. I can afford a fucking Lamborghini made of bananas.
For why? You know?
Yeah, and then suddenly it's like, oh, the cost of maintaining all of this is more than my 12 million a month salary or whatever.
Yeah. And the thing is, I watched a movie the other day called Willy's Wonderland, where he's in. I don't know if you know it. So do you know Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
Imagine like a knockoff version of that.
I might have seen that.
Yeah. It's got this, I think he's supposed to be like a weasel.
And he doesn't speak in it.
He doesn't say
Yes, I have
word.
seen it, yeah.
And I was watching it the other day at work. So I you know, it was one of those things that was just playing in the background. And as I was, you know, doing work, it like caught my eye because I realized, I was like, what the hell? Because he says nothing throughout the entire movie.
I kind of admit I kind of liked it. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's bad. I think the teenage actors are not great, but I thought Nicolas Cage, for a role where he says nothing, was quite good.
Yeah.
But then there was this segment, I think right at the end, where he's playing on a pinball machine and then just starts dancing.
Yeah, I liked it.
What the fuck? I didn't. I was like, what's happening? And he's doing this head
Well,
thing.
I mean, that's what I'm like when I'm by myself.
I don't know if anyone's seen Willy's Wonderland, but check it out. If you like Nicolas Cage, a lot of people like Nicolas Cage. I mean,
I like him, yeah. I mean, he's not my favorite. He's good enough. I like him.
He's an interesting character, right? I don't know if you've watched Community. No, is it?
I've watched some of it, yeah.
Yeah. Is it Community? The one where they're like in a college or whatever.
Yeah.
The
Community, the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Abed gets like really obsessed with watching Nicolas Cage movies, and then he basically adopts Nicolas Cage's movie personality, and it's just like, how does Nick get into these roles?
To be fair, I don't remember a lot of Community. I just remember that Childish Gambino is in it.
Yeah, he is.
And
he leads
that it was funny and like it was good. I just didn't get around to watching it at all.
I thought it was really good. I generally enjoyed the show. Oh, sorry. We keep getting distracted. The Simpsons.
Yes.
The Simpsons.
That's the big one.
This is also one of the big reasons why this question came about, because The Simpsons has predicted so much.
Yeah, they have.
So many things. And like Trump.
I know. And you know that like clip of him going down the escalator? Everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
Where that actually happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand there's a good chance of predicting things that might happen in the future, but that's very specific.
Very.
And it was exactly the same.
Yeah, get your tinfoil hats on, everyone.
And I mean, at the time, when Trump was running, I was like, this is a joke. He's not going to actually be a president. But then he was. And The Simpsons, they did predict it.
They did. And his followers are like cult members, I swear to God. If you're a Trump supporter, look in the mirror and ask yourself, what's wrong with me?
The thing is, oh my God, in this town that we are in, there is a man who wears a MAGA hat and a Make America Great Again hat.
Really?
Yes. And he is a brown man.
Is he?
He's a brown man living in England wearing a MAGA hat. And I look at him and I'm just like, are you okay? Like, is there something wrong with you?
I've not seen.
I'm going to try and take a photo of him going back to the Truman Show. If I see him, I mean, we can't put it on the Instagram because
we can draw a very rough sketch.
I'll draw a diagram of him. Oh my God, I will.
And then we'll put it on Instagram.
Yes.
But no, I haven't seen
a rough diagram. I don't want him to be recognized.
Is he prolific around town? Does he walk around?
I've seen him a few times in the hat. The first time I was like, he's joking, probably. But then he's got more than one type of Trump supporter hat. I saw him in one that said Trump 2024.
No.
Yes. And it's like, well, I don't think you get to vote. Maybe he is American. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it's like here just for business.
Next time, well, he's been here a while. He's been here
Maybe he was born in America, or
because I saw him pre-COVID.
Oh God.
But if I see him again, I think I might just be like, "Hi, are you American?" Because I want to know more about him as a man.
Yeah, please do.
He has children. I saw them. They were with him once.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe he's just a good dad with just a really stupid brain.
I mean, maybe. They also predicted accessible space travel, because there was an episode where Homer goes into space.
Is that the one where he opens, I think it's a bag of chips or something?
Yeah. And it actually had Buzz Aldrin and James Taylor were in that episode. It was a big episode. Yeah. But there's civilian space flights now, which at the time of that episode sounded ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's true now.
And, I would like to think it's a case of, eventually you're going to make so many episodes that you predict everything, right? It's like the whole, if you give a monkey a typewriter, eventually it's going to write Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's South Park and all these other shows that have been going for years, and they've not predicted something that close, you know? I mean, there was a whole thing ages ago about how Johnny Bravo, I don't know if you remember or if you ever watched Johnny Bravo.
I did watch it.
There was a time where they were like, oh, they predicted the Twin Towers and all this stuff. But, the things that The Simpsons has predicted has been eerily correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To a point where you have to think, what the fuck is going on?
And then there's looser predictions. There was a horse meat episode.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, where basically the lunch lady Doris, she was making chops or something, but she was actually pulling it out of a tub that said horse parts.
Oh, so she knew.
Yeah, she knew. And the thing is, that came true in the UK where I live, and Pete lives. We both live in the UK.
There was a whole, wasn't it Tesco's or something?
Yeah, it was at Iceland. A
yeah.
scandal where they were actually selling lasagnas made with horse meat instead of beef. And I was eating lots of lasagna at that time.
So you had a bit of horse?
Probably. I don't care though, but I feel like a lot of people did.
I don't think horse would be bad.
No, it's fine. But I mean, if you love horses, I guess you'd be like, no, I ate my baby.
But then it's the same situation of if you love goats, would you eat goat curry? So that's,
no.
You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of animals we do eat and then others we exclude for whatever reason.
Yeah, I do understand that. And now I'm going to say things that might offend the vegans. So if you don't like this, please fast forward for, 40 seconds. It does matter how much I like the individual animal if I'm going to eat it. I wouldn't eat cat.
No, yeah.
Because I'm a cat lady.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'd eat other things. Cows are cute.
Yeah,
but I eat them all the time.
Favorite animals.
Yeah, but I purposely don't make a relationship with cows because I don't want to know about them being cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to feel bad.
Yeah, for eating. They are cute animals. I love Highland cows. They're beautiful animals.
Are those the ones with the hair?
Yeah. Yeah, the long brown. They're usually a light brown color. They've got those huge horns.
Yeah.
Those things could fucking gore you, but they are beautiful.
Yeah.
Cows. I read a statistic? Yeah, whatever. But I'm not English. English is my native language. I read...
Okay, you've said that before, but do you speak another language?
I understand somewhat of some other languages.
It is. It's your first language now, if it's the only one you speak.
I read a graph that claimed that cows actually kill more people in England than any other animal.
Okay.
Which would make sense, because if you get trampled by cows, then you're going to die.
Yeah, I've met some aggressive cows in the UK.
I have not. I haven't. I feel like it's really hard to piss off a cow.
No, it's not. You just have to get near it.
No.
Okay, one of my hobbies is urban exploration. I haven't done it in a long time, but we did do it, and we went to this house that had these cows roaming in the fields. And they all came up to us and they were looking at us like, I'm going to get these fucking idiots.
But cows are curious.
They were curious what the inside of our flesh looks like.
I thought you were going to say my favorite activity is cow tipping.
No, I would never tip a cow.
They're huge.
I wouldn't want to do it to it.
I don't think if the cows would want to hurt you.
They do.
No. Did they come up to you and like show
Yes.
threatening behavior?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because they looked angry.
Cows can't look angry.
They fucking can.
No.
Okay, well, you go in the cow field and tell me. I don't know. I'm not a cow expert.
Yeah, but you would have seen baby cows, right? Whatever.
There was cows of various sizes. I don't know.
So maybe it was like they were scared for the children.
I saw some man cows. They looked angry too.
Oh, yeah, man cows are bulls.
I fed a man cow some blackberries.
Did you?
Yeah, and it ate it, and it left a bunch of goo on my hand.
Ugh, sick. You know, also the way cows get up. Have you ever seen a cow trying to stand up?
No.
Like, so cows will sit down, right? Like, flat down.
Yeah.
But when they try to get up, they have to, like, rock themselves back and forth.
Yeah.
Because of their girthy size.
Right.
So they have to get, like, this motion going, then they stand up.
Uh-huh.
But it's the silliest thing, because they can't just, up.
Yeah.
So they have to rock, sort of thing. And have you ever seen those videos where the cow's bloated and they have to, like, puncture it? Have you ever seen that? So apparently they get filled with like gas, like methane or something, and they can't expel that gas. So, and if they don't, they basically like, I guess, explode or they die.
Okay.
So sometimes farmers will like literally have to stab a cow's side,
Right.
and like release the gas from inside them.
Oh.
Have you never seen that?
No,
It's
that
horrible.
sounds weird.
It's genuinely horrible. But it's to save their life. They'll literally swell. I guess maybe because of...
So what would happen if they were just wild cows?
I guess they'll just die.
Don't they fart?
They do, but I guess sometimes they can't.
I guess.
And then it gets trapped.
Have you ever seen a cow piss? It's like a bucket.
Oh my
someone
god.
dumped
Isn't
a
it
bucket
a lot?
out.
Isn't it a lot? And I've seen... Oh god, okay, this is going to be gross. Sorry, a lot of this episode is going to be gross. There was a video I saw of this guy just washing himself with fresh cow piss.
Ew.
Yeah, right? He was like under the cow.
No.
For real.
What kind of videos do you watch?
I watched, and he was just, he was washing his hair. He looked like he was loving it.
Yeah.
To be honest, he's not hurting anyone.
Okay.
He's not hurting the cow.
I mean, I feel like it would have some skin softening properties.
Would it though?
Yeah, because it's probably full of urea.
Is that good?
Well, they make creams out of it for softening skin.
Ugh. Is that from like wheat?
Yeah.
You lie.
Urea cream.
You're lying.
No, I am not. I don't think it comes from like people's pee-pee.
What does it come from then?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
If you're a doctor person,
If you have a PhD in pee-pee.
if you're a urine person, please do tell, is urea a thing that comes from piss?
It does. It comes from piss, but I don't know if you can get it from somewhere else.
It's like, what is it? The well vomit that they use for sprays, right?
For what spray?
They just use it. Apparently, it's really expensive. Like if
Oh, like for perfume?
yeah. Like you find it on beaches when whales vomit, I guess.
Okay.
And then you can-
Is it musk?
I don't know what it is. It's like this chunky, big, fat... People, if you're a perfume doctor and you know what the hell I'm talking about and the name of it, yeah, it's like some people, like perfume people, buy it for quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's quite rare or something.
Yeah, I feel like I know about the...
Yeah. But I didn't know there was this urea thing, and I don't know if it's from actual piss,
It's from pee-pee, yeah.
but not human piss.
I don't know. Could be.
Talking about
Human
piss.
piss.
There's a tradition in, I don't know if it's China or Korea. Have you ever heard of young boy boiled eggs?
Young boy?
Yeah. So it's like they use the urine of young boys
Okay.
to boil chicken eggs, and
Why?
then they eat said eggs.
For what reason?
I don't know, to be honest with you, but it is a thing. I watched a video on like weird foods around the world, and that's just a thing. They literally collect it in schools. The boys pee in these big buckets, and then they boil eggs in them.
Okay, is the shell intact when they're boiling the egg? They must be.
Yeah. And then they remove the shell, and I think they boil it again.
No, unacceptable.
It's only... So it would have been acceptable the first time?
it would be more acceptable, because when you crack the shell, the egg inside would still not have piss on it.
Well, I guess so, but like
you were
it's
careful.
still in piss,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes when you're boiling an egg, it cracks.
Lots of things have piss on them, though. Like, sometimes, have you ever seen, there's this man who smells of piss in town.
No! By the way, our town is filled with weirdos.
Yes, it is.
It is, like, I don't think I've ever seen a collection of weirdos as much as our town has.
Yeah, well,
I've not been to other places.
considering it's a small town, there is a concentration of weirdos here.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, the piss man in the grocery store, he's like in there, he's shopping, he's picking things up and putting them down, but he's like reeking of piss, like
Really?
from a distance.
God, there used to be a woman who smelled quite strongly of stuff. It was like, the best way I can explain it was like she boiled BO.
I thought you were going to say eggs.
She boiled BO and like piss, and then sprayed it, let it go stale, and then wore the clothes.
Yeah.
She smelled, it was like, you know that smell that makes your eyes water?
Yeah.
It's so offensively bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the general scent she had.
Yeah. Well, the piss man, he also is offensive. And he looks like he works on the high seas. Like he looks like a sailor man. Like he looks just like he'd be on a ship pissing himself.
I've stopped coming to town quite often because I basically live close to the town, but I don't actually require to ever come into town for really much reasons these days. But when I do, I always remember why I don't come to town, because the amount of weirdos I see just doing weird things.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know. Yeah, you were here. So we used to have a woman in the town square who had a Bible. Remember her?
Yes.
Yeah. So she would stand in the town square. Now, if you want to preach your religion, if you want to go off and speak about whatever, okay, fine, do. But, do it somewhere where people will be nice to you. Now, this woman would spend hours in the town square.
Shrieking.
Screaming.
Yeah, singing. It was singing, but it was screaming.
She didn't have a mic. It was just her and her voice.
Yes.
She was devoted to the book.
Yeah.
And she would stand there screaming, yelling, telling us all how we're going to go to hell, how we're all sinners and we need to repent. And she would stay there. I don't know what happened to her.
I've heard that they moved her along.
Yeah, I know she got moved along.
But like, to where?
I don't know.
There's nowhere where anyone's going to be like, yes, the singing is welcome here.
Yeah. I haven't seen her about in years. I heard she got deported.
Well, I hope so. I'm sorry, but it was just unbearable. And if you are religious and you want to share the word, I feel like she was doing it wrong. Like, you aren't helping Jesus. You're hindering Jesus. Because no one is going to be like, yes, I want to follow this lady's stuff.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, of course, this is a Christian country, right? And a lot of people, we've got churches literally in every fucking corner. You can't go anywhere without finding an obnoxiously large church. By the way, I'm not Christian. But this woman, I feel like even Christians didn't like her.
No one liked her.
Because she was just, it was to a point where it was like, you would hear her from the other side of town.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh,
and it
lady.
Was awful. It was the most offensive sound.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's people handing out little pamphlets and stuff, and I don't ever take the pamphlets, but they're not offending me. But that woman, my God.
Yeah. Like, we get quite a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses around town who give you the little pamphlet or whatever. There was God, that actually unlocked another core memory. There was a guy in town years ago. He used to give out these DVDs. I think I still have one. He'd give out these DVDs, and on top of the DVD, like on the front, was a picture of a baby with like a barcode on it. Okay. And it was like being scanned.
Oh, right? Because of like the devil's mark or something?
No, I think it was like kind of like, oh, fucking the world, the government is corrupt, and we're all being used as like slave labor or whatever.
Okay,
right?
that sounds about right.
Yeah, he was one of these kind of like tinfoil hat wearing guys.
Yeah.
And he looked shifty, right? And he would hand out these DVDs for free and like as a little pamphlet. And me and my friend years ago, when we first got this DVD, we both stared at it and were like, should we put it in to watch it?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put it in, and then it turned out to be like some horrible like a virus infection thing that was going to blow up our computer or track us or something horrible.
Yeah.
So we were terrified of this thing. To this day, I've not watched it. And I feel like, for the viewers out there, I think I'm going to watch it. I think when I've got time, I will watch it.
You should watch it. For one thing, you shouldn't keep hold of something for years on end if you've never watched it.
Yeah.
Because obviously it doesn't spark joy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a listener question. How, you ask? Because I asked around to the people. And the question is, would you rather have finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers?
One more time with that question.
Would you rather have
Yeah.
finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers?
Okay. Now, nipples vary in size, right?
Yeah. But like we're talking about an average.
Okay, an Avi nipple.
Yeah.
Man's or woman's?
Let's average it out and go in between men's
In
and
between.
women's. Okay.
Okay, so then you just have little nubbies. I think can it still lactate? Would you just have 5?
Do you lactate?
No,
Then what does it matter to you?
because if it's a lactating nipples, right?
Would you rather have?
Oh, personally,
Yes.
Oh, I would have. Oh God. Okay, hold on. I would rather have. No, because I use my hands every day, bro.
Yeah.
So I would rather have finger-sized nipples.
Me too.
Right, but can I pick which finger? Is that a thing?
An average sized finger.
What?
So it's an average of all your fingers. So we'd say ring finger is average. Between
Oh,
all-
come on. That's
Ring finger sized.
that's ridiculous. Wait, which one's the ring finger? Is it this one?
This one.
Oh, no, that's silly. How would I hide that? I would have to just chop it off, right?
You can't chop it off.
What? It's permanent.
Yeah, it grew out.
I can't even get like surgery to reduce it.
No.
I guess,
You have to have one.
but I guess if it's not cold, or I could wear like a binder or like,
I'd definitely go for the nipples because you could conceal them
yeah.
unless it was cold.
Yeah, and plus you can still use your fingers.
Yeah, because I
Right.
wouldn't want to have tiny nubbins for fingers because how am I going to do stuff?
Yeah, and you know, and you use your hands basically every single day. So
Yeah,
I feel
and
like,
everyone would see them and they'd be like, oh,
what's up with those?
why are they so wrinkly?
It's so milky.
Why are they lactating?
Oh God! But no, I would rather have yeah.
Yeah, really long, offensively long nipples.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's for all long nipple havers out there. You are not known. Don't worry, no one's looking.
Yeah,
unless
'cause
of
I've
course
never
you're
seen them.
showing. Huh?
I've never seen one, so
No. If you're showing it to everyone, then good for you.
I probably would show people. I'd be like, look what I've got.
Just constantly flash people. Like,
Yeah.
look at my nipples.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you could make an OnlyFans
Yeah.
with your creepy long nipple.
Eventually, see, the problem is, right? I feel like as soon as they've seen it, then what else do you have to show, right?
Yeah, well, you can show all the things you can do with the creepy long nipple.
Yeah, but people have good imagination, right? Unless you take requests, like someone's like, "Hey, can you dip it in some mayonnaise for me?"
Yeah, that's
Then-
exactly what I would do. And then I'd be like, well, I'm extremely wealthy now.
True. I mean, there's people who have done a lot less and gotten a lot more,
Yeah,
right? Oh,
like that traffic cone butthole woman. She's made a lot of money. Her name's Rebecca Goodwin.
oh,
She's
shit.
really funny.
I've seen her on TikTok.
Yes, the red-haired
yeah.
woman.
Yeah. I've seen her on TikTok.
And I mean, I haven't watched her porno, but I think it's mostly about putting big things in the bumhole.
Right. No, see, I didn't know she was a porn person. I remember seeing a video of her sitting in a car complaining about something or other. And I thought, hey, this person's quite funny. And I've saw a few other of her videos. She was on a podcast or something and she was talking about something. And then that's when I realized that she was a porn lady.
Yeah.
Because she was talking about like penises, and I was just like, why is she going on? And then she was like, well, during one of my shoots, and I was like, oh shit.
Except she's English, so.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
She's a northerner as well.
But yeah. Oh, yes, she is.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I don't know what yeah.
She's funny. She's a stand-up comedy
Person
comedian as
and
well.
a butthole shover.
Yes.
Well,
And a businesswoman, too.
really?
Yeah.
What's
I think
her
she's
business?
a property or something.
Oh shit.
Anyway, I think that's it for today.
Yeah, that was Clark.
We appreciate you listening very much.
Thank you.
You can follow us on all the major social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or if you want to call it X, you can.
Don't do that.
It's all under the username, The Query Dearies, all one word. And if you have any questions for us to answer on the show, please visit our website at thequerydearies.com and ask it there. They can be weird, just not too weird. It's got to be like
Reasonably.
PG-13? No.
No,
adult.
come on. Like,
But not X-rated, okay? It can be rated R.
poo.
Rated R, but not X.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to see your asshole.
No, please no.
I mean, maybe.
Do we? No.
If it's got something special about it. Anyway, we're going to have an episode for you every week, so we hope you'll subscribe.
Stay tuned.
If you enjoyed listening today, or even if you didn't, please rate us 5 stars because you'd be helping us, the little guy. The algorithms are very fickle, so
Penny is little.
please 5 stars. And if you rate us a funny 5-star review, we might read it on the show.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you, dearies, and goodbye.
See you in episode 6. Stay well, bye.
Bye, 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 bye.